Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Alan Moji here, live with my partner in crime, Mr. Block, aka Goblin AQ Inc. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself? And
I'm hanging.
Anything on me?
What? You got muted. What happened? Say it again. I know. Say it again. I know. Just say it again.
You said partner in crime. They haven't proven anything.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, for a minute you went out for a minute. That's why I was like, wait a minute. You're good. You're good. So I wonder if it's me or you. It's probably me again. This lovely audio. Can you say something, Andy, with your lovely voice?
Hello.
There you go. All right. So, guys, as you guys can tell, we are ready to go have a little fun here with we're calling it, yes, the chick flicks, if you want to call it that. I actually watched pretty much every single one of these for the most part, all the way through. There might have been one or two where I kind of maybe, sampled the movie, but for the most part, I've seen them all. So we got MC Slots is super excited. She's like, hey, hurry up. There you go. And we got Pam is here. She said hi to everybody. And that's cool right there. And very cool. We got Helen Callie in the house. Thank you, Helen, for being here. All right. And I was going to make them make it this week, but I just did not have time. It's been pretty wild. And so I just found out we got no water right now for a minute. I guess they're working on something. My landlord.
Water. I have water. Don't say we, because that implies both of us.
I don't have water. Apparently, Andy's good to go, but yes. He's like, but he's far away. I have water, but I meant water like, shower and.
He doesn't have any running water. He has limited flushes.
That is true, and that's.
You know the golden rule for that, right?
No. What is the golden rule for that, Mr. Andy?
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
But you said you only have one, so which one? So I obviously got to do the flush it down one to be the one. The yellow mellow just said that.
You try and hold it as long as you can, and then you build it up, and then you can also manufacture your own flush by bottled water. You fill up your tank and you go the way.
Wow, I like how we're gonna segue into this to chick flicks. It's gonna be great. This is all for dudes. All right, here we go.
That's
I know.
General housekeeping.
General housekeeping. Yeah.
If you have a problem with your water, you got to know that stuff.
Yeah, you got to know that, man. So, yes, no water at the moment. For me, I'm sure it'll be on a little bit later because it was on this morning, as far as I knew. When I was in there taking one of them number 2s, and it worked fine. So we'll see. What's going on. But anyways, we're not here to talk about our bowel movements and our yellow mellows and all the good stuff. We're here to talk about, as you guys saw up here, and we're going to just show it really quickly because I know everybody in the chat is ready to talk about. We got Titanic, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to chit-chat a little about Notebook, Dirty Dancing, Pretty Woman, Sleepless in Seattle, Ghost, Mannequin, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Never Been Kissed, Overboard, 51st Dates, and your pal, my pal, Will Smith in Hitch. And I pretty much, like I said, seen most of these. Andy, what about you? Have you seen most of these? I'm going to give you guys the rules today and how this is going to work. I do have a plan on how this is going to work. So, Andy, go ahead. What do you think?
I have seen all of them except for one.
Oh, wow. Which one is that one?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I think you might like that one. Do you like dancing type of did you like Dirty Dancing?
I like Dirty Dancing.
It's not as.
Is it like one of those pop dancing ones? What is the name of those dancing ones that have recently come out in the last few years, where they're all like.
Oh, it's not like Step Up. It's not like those type of. It's not like that. It's got that 80s vibe, 90s vibe. It's I think you might like it. I think. It seems like we're missing one. Listen, guys. By the way, there are thousands. There are a lot of movies that are not on this list. This is just a list that I came up with. Well, if we like this, we'll do a part 2.
Right.
And
I've been trying to get Alan to cut down on the amount of movies that he crams into these lists because I want time to talk about them, not just okay, give it a rank and then move on. Because that's what he was doing with the trilogies and stuff, and I felt like I wasn't able to give an opinion on anything because near the end of the list, it's like, okay, we got to rank it. Let's just give me your rank and we can move on, and we can't give a reason to why we're ranking it.
Right, so. and to my madness of why I do that is one thing I want to do is maybe take the best out of these, like for example, like last week. The trilogies or whatever, we'll take 3 or 4 of those out of that bunch and then talk about it.
Well, I know. Same thing with in-depth episodes.
Yes, and that's my plan.
I do want to stop and take a time to say, this is why I rank them the way I do.
Right.
And then later on, we could go, oh, this is why I love this movie, and then hit each bullet point in depth. That I would like to do that. But to just say, oh, I like Matrix 1 the best and Matrix 3 the least and blah 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 blah, and then move on to the next one. I don't like watching lists like that. That's boring.
No. And what I'm saying is I don't want to get it to where we're taking, and that's what I said. That's why it's got to be a different show, Andy. Because if I take all that, let's say in a show, and we try to do that for every single one, it'll take forever. But at the same time, I want to keep it moving where there is a variety, because not people. Let's say we pick three movies. And we like them, but maybe those guys don't. And so they're going to be bored out their mind no matter how depth we are. That's why I kept it with like, there's so many, because hopefully there's something that might like from somebody else. But with that being said, epic fail, no 50 Shades of Grey. Listen, I ain't trying to scare the viewers now, MC Slats. That is a horror thriller. That is not a chick flick. So that is a horror thriller.
That's torture porn.
Torture
porn.
Torture porn. That's exactly what that is. I don't do that. I saw the first 2, never saw the third one. And the only reason I saw the first 2 was because of my ex-wife, Karen, because she enjoyed those types of movies. We'll leave that alone. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we'll go through the first one. Oh, let me go through the rules real quickly. And you guys, please, ladies, you had asked. So please be interactive and write down, certain things what we're going to ask you about. So what we're going to do is this. So let's say we'll talk about Titanic for a second. We'll say whatever we're going to say quickly about it. And then what we're going to do is, obviously you see there's 12 movies here. So what we're going to do is we're going to give 2 honorable mentions of, hey, this is, why we like these 2 movies, not like in a ranking, but hey, this is why it's here. And then for yours. And then we are going to go from, hey, I'm going to put, number 10 is going to be Ghost. No, this is not my list, right? I'm just throwing it out there. Ghost is going to be number 10. Girls Want to Have Fun is number 9. And then we're going to see who gets to number 1 and who's their number 1 out of the group. You know what I mean? So you guys can play with that as we go through. So we'll let you know which one you can let us know which one you like as far as what number they're there. Okay, so we'll obviously start off with, you guys need to get close to the inner female. Yeah, we there. We already there. We already there. We getting already hit. We hadn't even got started yet, Andy. We already getting hit. I don't know. I have no idea why.
No, I'm asking Helen why.
Why?
Why? I mean, seriously, if
while we're having fun with this, guys, don't forget to go check out my Patreon and check out we have the Alan G. Mosier at the Ultimate 80s Party. Go check that out. Good times. I'm like a cross between like Lord Raiden, Last Dragon type of costume. My friend was Marty from Back to the Future. Then if you want to get some Alan G. Mosier Korean barbecue live at Soul Garden and some other places we got going on for a Korean barbecue, we're going to be uploading more of those soon. And then, of course, check out Uniting God's People and many others we got going on. But let's go ahead and get into, obviously, we will start off with, now we don't got to rank exactly. If you have a number 1, don't put it out yet. but we'll start off with Titanic. So Titanic, we'll discuss really quickly, and just give like a quick thought on those, and so here we go. So Mr. Andy Black.
What?
Titanic. Have you seen it, sir? What'd you think?
I hate this movie.
You hate this movie? Oh man, the fan favorites have jumped on. Here we go. Why do you hate it? Why is it so hateful?
It's too long, and it's not really about anything. And I'm gonna say this: the love story in it is actually really good, but it's padded out way too much. It's too long, and there was room for two on that stupid fucking board.
Man, we ain't even got Andy don't like this movie at all. He already cursed it. He's like, F this movie. F it.
No, the love story in it is actually pretty solid, but like I said, it's padded out. There's too many scenes where it's just like, what am I watching? You know, they're on a boat and they're having a good time. Okay, fine. These guys are the Richie snobs. I get it. Okay, we got another scene with the Richie snobs. When are we going to get to something, anything?
Well, hey, well, at least you get a lot of action towards that last, probably 30 minutes.
The action. I don't want action. I just
not
action,
but yeah, that's a good time right there.
It's just too long, too drawn out, and I'm just like, and that seems to be James Cameron's like motive. It's like the older he got, the longer and more boring his movies got.
That's messed up. Oh, that's messed up. But so let's look at the chat. Let's see what we got going on. We got Helen Conley. You guys need to get closer to your independent themselves. We already heard that already. And then we heard Agreed. And then we heard Poetic Justice, one of my favorites. I love that one, Helen. I've watched it over and over before. And she said, Helen Michaels said, yeah, with your weak ass fade from that movie. I have no idea what that was from, but okay. I love Christina. He's right. Titanic is great, except I would have killed the douchebag husband from The Job. I love Tupac and Janet Jackson. And yes, love her. And Andy likes his quickies. There you go. Well, there you go.
I guess.
Yeah, we like them quickies, man. But hey, yeah, Titanic, that's Leonardo DiCaprio's, I don't know if that was his first movie, but no, I just know it was.
First movie was, it was actually before, but it was before the one I'm thinking of. But the first movie I saw him in was the Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. And that was that before Titanic?
Yes.
Because yeah, this is like one that really boosted him up, I guess, in some degree. This movie here, and it was let's put it this way: if a chick wanted to watch this with me, I would not say no. I said, let's go. We can watch it. I can watch it. I actually could probably pass this than Princess Bride. I might be able to let this guy.
You would choose Titanic over Princess Bride?
Yay. Hold on, wait. We got to do something really quick. Hold on. We got to do that real quick. I got to do something really funny here. Hold on. Give 1 second. Hold on, Andy. Hold on. Do me a favor. I'm going to say it again. You got to give me the same look again. Andy, I choose this over Princess Bride. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I can't be your friend anymore.
Man. I know.
I have to quit the show. You know that, right?
Well, could you let's wait till one more episode. Our 25th anniversary is next week. Let's just wait till then, and then you can do that. But you know what? Like I said, I enjoyed it. I had a good love story. I do understand what you're saying. It's very slow. It is very slow. They do have I felt like the buildup was okay, because you knew, like, true story, no true story about the Titanic, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, people might have known that it was gonna crash and burn, if you want to call it that. But but
most
you
of
know
the
what I mean?
Titanic stuff is actually pretty historically accurate. You know, how it sinks and what happens with the crew and stuff. That's actually pretty historically accurate. Now, the people that are on it, that's
debatable.
There's no Rose, there's no Jack.
It's exactly.
Asking for the next movie.
We're gonna get there. Hey, this ain't your show. It's our show, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Hold up, man.
Just for that, we're gonna call an audible and put in an action movie.
Yes. And so let's talk about
Mad Max.
Yes. I was about to say that, Andy. What the heck? We had a brother moment, a twin moment. Jinx. Man. All right. No, let's not go there because it'll go down to like to whatever the zeros. We don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna put this now. We're not gonna tell the ranking yet so far. We're gonna let everybody do that. You guys can do that if you like, but we're gonna hold ours until the end. And so we're gonna put that down. Remember, we have a list from 2 honorable mentions, which so you can pick out of the 2, and then out of 12, and then the 10 you'll pick your ranking there. So I'm gonna put mine right there. I'm saying. Man, y'all gonna shoot me for this, but I don't care. All right, here it goes. Okay, so there it is.
MC, but guess what? We're the artists.
That is true. And paying customers, listen. Me and Andy listened to your cries last week. Oh, brother, we don't get your chick flick.
This is all him.
No, don't go behind the scenes. Anyways, y'all be and me and Andy, we say, hey, let's go ahead and give him a little something. So we're giving you a little something. Here we are. You're right, Christina. Your wish is his command. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Now we playing too much. All right, so let's go on to the next movie, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about The Notebook. The Notebook. Oh, man. Andy, is this the one you said you have not seen?
No. I already told you which one I had not seen. I said.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I have just what do you call that? Dementia? Is that what it is?
So, you have schizophrenia or something. You have Alzheimer's. Yeah. Okay. Notebook I have seen and I actually enjoyed it.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
It's directed by Nick Cassavetes, which is actually the star bad guy in the movie The Wraith.
See, you're the Iron Mike Tenay of this show, sir. How do you know that stuff? Schmo down material.
Because I'm weird.
Schmo down material, man. I wish, Andy, that your wife would allow you, or not when I say allow you, I know she will, but I know that you guys got a lot of stuff going on. I wish you were able to jump into the schmo down so I could be your manager. You could be the man that has the plan. I'll be the man that has the plan, but you have the knowledge that can rock the nostalgia. You know what I mean? You have all the good stuff. So, man, how'd you know? That's crazy, man. That's good. I didn't know that. That's amazing. So you like?
I love that movie, The Wraith. I watch it. It's total B movie schlock, and it's just so much fun. And I did a search on him one day on IMDb, and I was like, I wonder if he was in anything else. And it was just like, nobody directed The Notebook, and I was like, that is so weird.
Right? Yeah. Let me say this, Andy. Do you between with Titanic? You think it's going to be high on your ranking or low on your ranking?
Notebook, way higher.
No, I'm saying Titanic's to start. Is it going to go high or are you going to go low with the Titanic? You think?
Titanic's not even on my list.
Wow, so it might be one of the honorable mentions. Okay, and then Notebook. Notebook, you said is high. It's high on the list. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, all right. Same thing for me. Notebook is I think a phenomenal movie. I actually was scared to watch this because people, again, that's why I gave Princess Bride a shot. That's why I'll give another look at a full-on look at Ferris Bueller's Day Off. because Notebook, I heard so many times, from all the different guys, oh man, don't watch that, man. That sucks. It's horrible. You ain't gonna like it. It's just a chick flick, XYZ. I never watched it. And then finally said, you know what? I'm gonna check this out. And I actually checked, and I actually really enjoyed it. I love the parts, of course, it's talking the story of, young to old and the love, it's
really cool. It's a really cool little dynamic. It's really nice. I like
cool concept, very cool concept, and acting was great. 5 stars. It was great. So that's gonna be high up on the list. I'm gonna go ahead and rank that now. We're gonna put that up there at number there, and we can always change it as we get more and more, Mr. Andy, because you never know. All right, that's right. Alan is the man who can do it. That's right. Thank you, Helen Kelly. Appreciate that. I thought about using my membership so I can be a great, powerful master to my genius. Yeah, you got to go to that $5 tier though. So just letting you know, you ain't gonna have that power $2 tier.
Big for her britches.
I think so.
That's what to do.
I know this ain't this ain't no Aladdin.
She be thinking she can. This is the MC Slot show, okay?
Yeah, I know.
You some kind of CEO over us or something. No. You ain't donating that much money.
Hey, hey, wait. I never thought I'd say this. Wait a minute. Helen Kelly, you never seen it either, The Notebook? I can't feel bad with these iconic movies. Look, and I know Helen Kelly loves these types of movies, and she said she's never seen it. That's crazy. You do yourself a favor, Helen Kelly, and check it out. I think you really would enjoy that. Definitely check that out. All right, moving on to the next. Now I hope Tony Spataro is keeping tabs on his end, but we're gonna go right into the third movie. Oh man, we gonna talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. It is Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
And when I mean nobody, I mean nobody. Yeah, man. Dirty Dancing. Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to let you go off with it first. Go ahead, sir.
I love Dirty Dancing. It's such a fun movie.
It's a good movie, yeah.
The dancing bits are obviously my favorite.
I'm sure it is.
That's what it's all about. But just I don't know. Patrick Swayze in this is just he's so charming in this movie. If I wasn't a straight man, I'd be like, Patrick Swayze.
I think that's all of us, Andy. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. There's something about that Swayze action. You know what I mean?
He was like that in Roadhouse too.
Oh yeah, Roadhouse is another good one. But I couldn't put that one in there because that's more of a dude flick for sure. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. But yeah, so you really enjoyed it. Man, I'm gonna say the same thing too. It's one of those. How do I want to say it? Gems. It's one of them gems. That's like you can't recreate it. Like, okay, so there is a Dirty Dancing 2 that I heard that was on a series on it's like a TV. It was like a TV one-timer. I didn't even see it, but I heard they tried taking it. Right from the movie. Like it's supposed to be after the movie. And I was like, and then I heard everybody, and my sister is a huge Dirty Dancing fan, and she said that was, and you just said it was, and a couple other friends said it was, and I'm like, oh man. So, and I heard they didn't even keep any of the players involved. They had no returning actors or actresses, so that was crazy. I don't know how they thought that was going to work. I really didn't think that, and then now I'm glad they didn't continue the story, but I'm glad they kind of went off the like just said, hey, we're going to try our own thing and do something different. But there was Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, which I liked in itself. It's not like the original one. It's not even supposed to be. So I liked it for what it was because it's a different flavor with the Latin style. And then there was another Dirty Dancing. I forgot the undertitle of that, but nothing compares to the original Dirty Dancing and Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, and the whole cast was great. and love the love story, love the dancing, love the music. Great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Have you heard the soundtrack, Annie, to Dirty Dancing?
Oh, yeah.
Priceless. It's got old school, new school mixed together. It's really great for that time. And that's going to be high on the list. So I'm putting that right now for me. And Patrick Swayze, man, can sing. Not only that he can dance, he can sing.
Oh, he's multi-talented.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Or he was. R.I.P.
Yeah. R.I.P., man. A man upstairs, man. Singing it. She's like the wind. Yeah. In my trees. Okay, what we got to do?
I didn't even watch Havana Nights, so I don't know.
If you take yourself out of the Andy going, okay, I'm thinking it like it's Dirty Dancing, like expecting maybe because I know you don't like things connected, so I think that's one thing I think that you'll like about it, because it's its own, and it's not like a step up either. It's not like that. It's modern, but it's, I don't know. I think you might like it, but you just have to take your mind out of. It's not this Dirty Dancing, if that makes sense. Okay,
MC,
here we go.
We asked you guys what movies you guys wanted on the list, and you guys didn't answer us. Okay,
that's true.
You gave us a couple suggestions, and I think those suggestions are on here. And then you didn't answer us. And if you want a strip show from Magic Mike and 50 Shades of Grey and all that porn, then you need to go down to your Vegas Strip and start paying them hookers.
Hold on, Andy. Andy. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk to me. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You can't criticize the job that we do based on just letting the dogs loose and just letting us run around the yard.
Oh man,
because that's not a Magic Mike isn't a romance movie. That's a stripper movie.
and look who came in after all that talk about, porn, if you want to call it that. And they really porn. We're talking about porn. Hey, it's Jax. It's not really porn, but it's like,
it is.
Hi, Jax. Yeah. But it's close though. It is close. Close enough. Hold on. Let me read what she said, man. I was too busy listening to you. Putting a smack it down on her a little bit, just a little smack it down. But hold on, let me see what we're talking about here. Private chat, no, not private chat. What are we doing? Let's go back up to here to comments. I'm just gonna read it out. I'm gonna read it out so I can explain myself. I thought you were supposed to put Magic Mike in there for us. Chick 50 Shades of Grey. What happened to that? Like, y'all should let me and Helen pick the movies next time. Like y'all did it pretty good. Okay, so listen. Oh, Tony Spataro has showed up. Oh, snap.
Hey, I'm not your typical genie MC. I'm Jafar.
Man, yeah. This ain't the blue guy. This the red guy. This is. Yeah. Let me just say this real quick. Hold on. Let me just say this real quick to help you out, Andy. And I'm not when I drop you off, Andy. I'm not dropping you off. Because of whatever. I'm doing this, so, and you'll know why in a little bit. So stay right there. Let me just say this, Miss MC / AKA Little Mamas. Listen, we are doing our job, and our job is to entertain you. And right now, we're doing all of the above. Yeah. So bring back up Andy. By the way, Tony was here. I don't know what happened. And so he probably going to come back in a second. But yeah, so we got our ranking for Dirty Dancing. Great movie, great times. And it's going to be up there on the list, man. I'm telling you right now. It's probably going to go. I have it pretty high.
It's pretty dang high on mine too.
Okay, let's bring up Tony, the man, the myth, the legend. Let's bring him up.
I don't forget that, but I'm gonna have a good time.
We're gonna have
a fire is burning, MC.
The fire is burning. It's burning. It's burning.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah, Big T. How are you,
sir?
What's
up, fellas?
It's good to see you, bud.
I'm doing.
Good.
Thank you, man. You guys look good. Rock and roll.
You look good too. I like you got a nice clean beard. Man, you got a nice clean beard here, man.
No, it's a nice salt and pepper. It works. Goes with my fashion scheme. So, you know.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. It is nice. So Tony, we're gonna bring you into the fold, and I'm sure you've been listening, but I'm just gonna reiterate to you one more time. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna talk about it for a brief moment. Then we're going to put it in your whatever device you want, or write it down, and you're going to have 2 honorable mentions out of the 12 movies that are there, and then you're going to rank them as you're talking about. You're not going to tell us. You're going to tell us at the very end, so we know what's the number 1 movie, chick movie of all time of this list. Okay, so we're gonna bring up the first one. We're gonna come back to you. Actually, no, we're not gonna come. We'll go to him towards the end of those. We'll come back, but we're gonna go to the next one altogether. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the next one together. So the next one we're gonna talk about is Pretty Woman walking down the street. Yeah, we're gonna watch some Pretty Woman action right now, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one. And so yeah, let's start off with Andy. Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. I like this one. It's not one of my favorites. I think it gets a little blown out. But then again, I'm not a big Julia Roberts person. I'm just not a big Julia Roberts person. There's not much more to say to it.
That's okay.
So,
Understandable.
It's all right. That's about it.
What about you, Tony?
Women loved that movie when it came out. I don't know what it was about it, but it was a great movie, had a great time, and people loved all the characters and the actors and actresses in it, and it was fun. It was like a very G version of a call girl. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like very like, oh hi, you know,
she's an escort.
yeah, like it was just like, okay, like it's all fun and romantic, but like the undertone of this is actually this, and this is very like Disney of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the time, it was if you got wrapped up in the love story and not the profession, and that's why they didn't really push like a deepness of that, I think, to keep it more romantic and more everything like that. So yeah, it was kind of cool. It worked, you know.
Well,
everybody got happy in the end, you know.
Yeah. That's one of the ones I've kind of just filtered through. I never really seen the whole thing from start to finish. And I will say, I mean, from what I saw, it was okay. I love the song, of course, that came attached with it. So that's just a big thing, of course, is the song. And I don't know what people think, but usually when you watch a movie's really great, but what really immerses you into the movie besides the acting is the music. And so it's great that this had a great soundtrack, or a great couple of songs that were in the movie that worked great. I'm going to answer one thing really quickly because everybody here likes to have a little fun right now, and I'm about to have fun back. So Alan's supposed to send me some money soon. I don't know what happened to all that. Well, let me say that you were supposed to send me or be something of $5 when I was supposed to send you a picture of my meal, and also me doing this show. And I still have not gotten anything of that tier. So just letting you know that, Miss MC / AKA Little Mamas. Alan's so tight he can make a penny squeal. Whoa! I can do what? Hold on. Alan's so tight he can make a penny squeal. Woo! My booty cheeks are clenched. Oh, it should be, because guess what? That's a do not enter sign for me. I'm just letting you know.
Exit only.
Man. I don't play that game. I love all. I'm just gonna leave that alone. All right. Anyways, so moving on. So go ahead, Tony. If you have not yet, make sure you put that in your ranking. I'm gonna put that in mine right now. We're gonna put that down on here. All right. Moving on. What'd you say? What'd you say, Andy? Let me see what you wrote. Why you won't freak style?
MC Slot said, Helen, maybe we shouldn't have said romantic movies. Maybe we should have said freak style.
Oh man. And then he said, "This ain't that kind of channel. You charge people for that stuff." You know, yeah.
I was ready to give it up to all the female like lead actresses in movies, but if we were going like full chick flick, then I'll go this way too.
Yeah, you go. Right. I will say this, MC Slots and Helen Cali, if you want that, then it'll be on exclusively on the Patreon.
That's what I said. You have to book it private for that.
Yeah, that's the real deal, man. That's the real deal. All right, moving on to the next movie, if you want to call it that, ladies and gentlemen. And this is my boy Tom Hanks, Sleepless in Seattle. There you go. That's a good
man. You guys are lucky I missed Titanic and Dirty Dancing.
We gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that for you. We're gonna come back to that for you. So Sleepless in Seattle. Was Meg Ryan in that too as well?
Yes.
Yeah, two of my favorite actors of all time.
Because they kind of remade it with You've Got Mail.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty much the same movie.
I had to.
It's a paradox flash.
No, it was a sequel. It was a sequel. Damn it! It was a sequel.
It's a paradox flash.
There you go. The shared universe for that movie. Okay, Tony, you can go first. What'd you think of that movie?
On which book? Which one? I was trying to play catch up a little and thinking about stuff.
Okay. Sleepless in Seattle.
It's just that long term, watching people hang out with their friends, going, "What if? Here's how I feel. What should I do? I'm gonna do one little thing, see how it responds." And in the end, it's just you know what I mean? I have a neutral position on it. It's not good. It's not bad. It just kind of went through the motions. Not high on my list.
Vale, just want to say hi to the Vale. Good to see you, sweetheart. I had a great time at our live yesterday. Very, very cool. And Super is another. Yes, like I said, guys, this is just, there's so many movies. We're going to do another one. Don't worry. We're just teasing with you guys. We do I like most of these movies that are on this list. I really do. So yeah, drop us some love. Andy, go ahead and give your thoughts real quick, and then.
It was okay. There's a couple really great scenes in it, but there's a lot of the movie where it's just kind of plodding along. You're just kind of like, okay, I'm waiting for them to get to something.
People are talking. Yeah, like people are like BSing around. Now, what if? Here's how I feel. Here's this, and not against that, but I need a little more suspense or turmoil, or give me a little more something that's juicy. You're gonna keep me in some drama.
Right.
Vale, we already covered Notebook. We don't have Magic of Belle Isle on our list. And I haven't seen that. I don't know that one. And we haven't got to 51st Dates yet. It's on our list, but we haven't got there yet.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, that I think the reason why that movie did so well, the story was okay. Obviously, the love story, it's always, good to see that part. But just the two major actors, man, Meg Ryan and
big names,
Tom
Hanks.
Really heavy hitters, man. And they all know how to act. I first met Meg Ryan. When I say met, meaning sitting her on a show, was through through As the World Turns. That's how I met her. She was on that show, and I fell in love with her there. And I think my first experience with Tom Hanks was Big. And then I started watching all the other stuff. But so great movie for the most part. Again, like everybody said, it is kind of a slower. I think actually You Got Mail was a little bit, not that it's better, but I think it was more fast paced than the other, in a sense.
It was better paced.
Yeah.
But not by much.
And a little more. You Got Mail had a little more clever tone to it as well, because of of the internet buzz of it and the jokes around it, where when with You Got Mail, it was a little more like witty and jokey when they're talking to their friends in between everything, so it wasn't as dragged out. It was a little more, you got a little more laughs and a little more giggles in between something you kind of felt like you saw before, or some kind of even if you know where this is kind of going, they're really kind of being clever, because it's a more of a catchy topic about that.
Yeah.
And how the internet and how things were back then.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, make sure you guys are also saying what you guys want in the comment section, of course, as like what you thought about the movie. Like, even though it was a little negative, but that's fine because hey, everybody got their own thoughts. But like for example, like MC Slots, we all say the same thing. She put, I'm sorry, but Sleepless in Seattle was like the boringest movie that actually put me to sleep. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, and that's what makes movies great because it all does something different to different people. You know, that's why I always say when you talk bad about a movie, you can't talk so bad about it that you stop making someone else watch it. You know what I mean? Because that could be someone else's joy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it may not be your cup of tea, but that doesn't mean it sucks to that other person. You know? Oh man, I almost put this in. MC Slots, I almost put that in because I believe that's with Keanu Reeves, right? Sweet November. I think that's with Keanu Reeves.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I think. But let's move on to the. Oh, did everybody already talked about Sleepless in Seattle, right? We're already good. Let's put that on the list. Let me put that on the list. Yeah, that's going. Yeah, that's going. That's going low. All right. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the next one. And that is going to be, oh, my love, my darling. I hunger for your touch a long time. That's the song, man. Ghost. Oh, yeah. Andy, take it away.
Ghost.
With your boy Patrick Swayze, Mr. Suave himself.
I actually enjoyed this one.
Yeah,
this one is actually pretty touching, but I have to be in a particular mood to watch it.
Okay.
Most of the time, if I watch a romantic movie, I can get in the mood to watch it by starting it and then just kind of fall into that mood. But Ghost is one of those ones where it's like, I don't do that. I have to feel it before I watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel
Otherwise, I'm just like, this is dumb. This is ridiculous. I have to shut it off. But
no, I agree.
If I'm in that mood, I can watch it, and it's actually nice, and I like it.
Bye, Pam. I'll see you later, Pam. Pam said, Pam, I'm just going to show up. Pam said, why did it pop that first? Hold on. Come on. Oh, where you at? Y'all have fun. I got to get some rest. It was a very long night at the hospital. Yes, praying for your son. Everybody, if you are a praying person, which I know a lot of people here are, pray for Pam Carter's son going through some stuff. And we appreciate you. Love is out to you and hearts. Hope we made you smile today
Bye, Pam.
any way that we can. So, yeah. Go ahead, Tony. What you got for us, sir?
Yeah, that was weird.
Ghost was cool. I mean, like at the time, like Whoopi Goldberg was doing a lot of comedy movies, and she was a good side to that, and made that kind of like kept the humor in it, kind of kept things through it. Where I was a fan of her comedy and some of the movies she did at the time, and so it was a nice balance to the seriousness of a certain situation in a whole movie based off passing and being able to see loved ones. And it worked out. I thought it worked pretty well with its own rules and things and how it worked with stuff. And she kept it. They kept it funny. They kept it funny. They kept it deep. They kept the scandal kind of in there too. It had a bunch of layers that could keep everybody involved in it. Like how'd he die? Oh, his best friend's gonna start trying to hit on Demi Moore. And like there was a whole bunch of fractures that kept. When you weren't focusing on this, it was about this, or then there was something funny with him, like with Whoopi Goldberg, or her with them, and there was a great bunch of areas you can keep crossing. So that's going to wind up going pretty high on the list, regardless to for overall like theme and a lot of other stuff, because it actually kept a good pace. It kept some intensity. I'm not going to say action, but it had intensity. It had intensity to it, and suspense and emotion and love, and it really had a whole spectrum. For being like a movie, for being that kind of movie, for being in this category, you know, it wouldn't rank high on the action, but when it comes to it had a level of everything to it, would you kind of have to tip your hat to it.
Yeah.
Right. And let me
good.
really quickly say to Grinch 1984. I met him yesterday at Through the Veils live, and thank you for she's hanging in there, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, man, for coming. Appreciate you, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and be a part of the FIRELINE ENT family. We have all kinds of fun stuff here that we do, and appreciate you for coming, man. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this real quickly, and then we'll take a quick second break to get our thoughts, and we'll go to part 2 of everything, the second list at the bottom. But Ghost, man, again, another film with an amazing soundtrack or song that fits perfect for the movie. I kind of dislike when a movie has a music or something in the film that doesn't even make sense in the movie. I'll just throw this out there out of the blue. Yeah. And I'll give you a perfect example. And I'm sure you both have seen Aquaman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the scene where they're about like in the desert and they like coming out of the water and freaking Pitbull shows up with Toda from Africa? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the song, even the remix of the song, but that didn't fit there one bit. You know what I'm talking about, right? That song, that
oh yeah, I got you. Yeah,
it was just so weird. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just music is important to a movie, and I think this is another one. With that, the acting with Demi Moore at the time, same thing with Patrick Swayze. These are like these heights of these careers, man. They're really high. They're big names. They did a great job. I love the love story. Now I know you guys might think it's cheesy, but even for that time, even movie to this day, when I go watch that movie, I don't know why I like the Grim Reaper or that the guys or whatever that is, the souls that are taking
the phantoms.
Yeah, I just thought that even though it was really cheesy looking, but it was like a cool cheese. You know what I mean? It was cool to watch, and
for the
like
technology they had and everything. See, even when you say that, it tickles. That movie actually tickles on a whole broad spectrum of scenarios and things. That's like, wow, when you actually think about it, it's like, dang, that one's gonna wind up. For me, it's gonna wind up a little higher in the ranks than I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like, looking at it all.
I feel like that movie, they did a whole lot of I think the pacing was good. I wasn't too slow, too fast. You could already kind of tell what was going to happen from the beginning almost. But then they did such a great job that they kept you interested.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you know the answer.
When it comes to Patrick Swayze, I think it might go higher than the Dirty Dancing one, even though I wasn't involved in hearing that one yet. Because Dirty Dancing is more of a straight kind of action, little bit of drama, and like love and drama, like basic level of it, like, you know, to understand, and the plot is to save this or do that. So it was a great movie, but compared to the depth and the spectrum of
depth-wise,
it's gonna be higher. It's gonna be higher on the list for me than Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, depth for
great
sure.
Dancing and great parts, you know, but it's gonna go a little bit higher up.
No, totally agree with you on that. I think Dirty Dancing is a fun movie. Ghost was definitely an in-depth, like Andy just said, you got to be in the mood for some of these films, and Ghost is something I just can't put on. I have to be in the mood to see Ghost, or be in the mood to see a specific. You know what I mean? It's not like one of these you just put on and let's just go check this out. You know what I mean? In a sense, maybe the girls might do that. Who knows? I don't know, but not for moi.
So
all right, yes. So
out there.
let me go ahead and put that on there. I think I put it on there already. I did. And all right, guys, we're gonna take. If you need to take a quick water or bathroom, whatever you got to do, you can. I'm gonna go ahead and play a show you guys should go check out. Obviously, it's called the AGM's In and Out Top 10 List. So you guys make sure you go check that out on the channel itself. It's not on Patreon. You can actually watch that on the show, and it's on the YouTube channel, and it's got a lot of fun stuff. So here's that trailer, guys. Let's check it out. And bam, there you go. You guys go check that show out, man. It's on the FIRELINE ENT channel on YouTube. There's a lot of great stuff on there, as you can see. Yes, MC Slots, thank you for coming, and definitely watch the replay. And then you guys on the comment section, please, you understand, I'm really trying to make this more interactive. When you go on a video, we want to see comments. We want to see comments that we're talking and being kind and having fun with each other. And guys, rank your movies. Write them down. That's what this whole thing's about, is having fun with each other, talking about movies, enjoying our time, good or bad when it comes to films. So yeah, please, tonight, make sure when you guys come back, watch the replay, make sure you comment at the bottom, not on the chat, because chat is just chatting, but actual commenting on it and saying this is my 2 honorable mentions. And then you rank from 10 to 1. Same thing, Helen Callie, all you guys, Grinch, Paranormal, Underworld, Through the Veil. I think Seth is here, Seth Weiser, or Weiser, if I'm saying your last name wrong. I know Pam is already gone. So yes, glad to hear your mom is home now, Christina. Hope, yeah. Same thing, guys. If you guys can give MC Slots, if you're a praying group, which I know you guys are, please pray for MC Slots 1984. Sorry, 84, or little mamas. And even though she's out of the hospital and maybe going home, we always got to keep people in our prayers and keep them going. We just don't pray one time and call it a day, right? We want to keep always praying, because prayers do work, man. I'm gonna tell you what, if you have not seen this movie yet, I ask you guys to go see it, whether you're a Christian or not, whether you're a believer or you're not. But a really good movie, guys, is called War Room. Go check out that movie, man. If you want to know what the power of prayer, it is no joke. It is really well done. Great story. I know a lot of people, we would like to, what's the one I'm looking for? Sugarcoat how our life is. We put the facade on. Oh, our marriages are happy. Our kids, our relationship with our kids is great. Our business is wonderful, and all these different things, right? But then sometimes, even though you're saying all those things, underneath it all, marriage is not doing great. You don't have a really good relationship with your kids. Business is doing horrible. All those different things, and that can kind of change who you are as an individual, because you're living 2 lives. And like I said, this movie kind of touches base with that, and it's called War Room. So if you have not seen it yet, trust me, it is definitely worth the watch. With that being said, let's get back to all the goodness. Thank you guys for doing so there and hanging and checking out that stuff there. We're getting everybody back on the scene here. So here we go. We're going to bring back my man here. Bam. And we're going to bring back my man here. Bam. And there we go. Right in order. There you go. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get to this next good one. Oh, this is a good one, man. I don't know about the second one, but I like the first one. And where it's called Mannequin. Mannequin, like guys. This is really good. This is one of my faves. These are ones that I can put on and watch at any time. There's no reason I have to not watch it.
Because they're more like romantic comedies, so they have a different kind of side to them.
Yeah. Hollywood. I love me some Hollywood in there. But you know what's so crazy? And I'll have Andy go first, but I will just say this as we get to Andy talking, is they did have a second movie, and I just wish, I know, and not that it was 100% bad, because it was but they tried capturing the magic of the first one. But the 2 characters, I don't know why I'm blanking the names, but the 2 characters from those movies really did bring it home. So there you go. Andy, go ahead.
It was Andrew McCarthy and King.
Andy McCarthy, yes. There you go. Yes, those are some good ones.
Yeah. I like Mannequin. It's fun. It's kind of a weird premise, especially awesome the way premise. It starts out.
Yeah, no.
It starts out in ancient Egypt, and you're like, what? And then,
yeah.
I thought I was watching a movie about mannequins, and then all of a sudden,
nope. Bait and switch.
and yeah, then it changes. Yeah, I also liked it because it's one of James Spader's early roles, and you get to see him in there. And I've always been a James Spader fan. The first time I saw him, and he's kind of this kooky nerd in there.
In which movie? Which movie?
Stargate.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's this kooky nerd, and then you watch him in this, and he's this bad guy corporate person, and and
I know,
which is kind of par for 80s movies. And I don't know, I just find it kind of touching, even though if you really think about it, the premise of this movie is actually very, very strange, because this guy falls in love with basically a doll. So,
like I said,
it's cool. It's cool.
It's our type of movie. There's our 50 Shades of Grey right there, Andy. There's our 50 Shades of Grey right there. You know what? And I'll let Tony go here in a second, but I will say that yes. The premise is weird, and yes, you going off one part, but then it goes to another. But that's what makes it so fun. Like it's just a fun movie. And I have to admit, it's something different. Like at that time, everything was kind of like mushing together, and it was one of these movies that stood out, that it was something different. You know what I mean? A guy that falls in love with a mannequin that comes to life. You know what I mean? It's like,
but only when nobody else is around.
Dude, I wish. Well, not to the end, until the curse was broke. But spoiler alert! But I will say, I ain't gonna lie. I had times where I've walked in, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I can just do I can say something about the mannequin, but like, hey, let's see if that can turn in, something. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead, T.
Like when you break into the depth of it, it really starts making me tear up in my eyes, because it's so funny, because it's like, it's adult imagination, fantasy, like it's a lot of stuff that you start going, what about, until you get like people like Hollywood, and you have the same guy who was the cop in Police Academy that was like the comic relief security guard, and all this other little stuff that keeps it fun. But it's like I mean, that would be a great movie premises for like a kid's movie. But you put this in the adult world, you gave it a mannequin, and you fall in love, and before you can start mentally breaking that down, they're keeping you laughing and having a good time. It's just like, it's a fun movie, but it comes from an area before, like the 90s had romantic comedies where it's like a Shallow Hal, or things that were funny in the premise and they kept it cool. And Adam Sandler did a lot of those too. But for the 80s, this was the imagination and that just jumping off and seeing where you land with a movie and a plot. That was popular. We're going to run with this. Budgets were not high back then. If you look at the credits on any movie like in the 80s, it's like one song. It's 2 minutes. Like that's it, barely, And they always plug one or two really good songs that would transfer over to the music.
Yeah.
So it was very fun movie.
I will say this, man. I can't believe, and I missed that. I was gonna actually put that on the list with Shallow Hal. I do like that movie with Jack Black. That's a crazy premise as well. And the great song that you mentioned, by the way, is by Starship, and that's Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, which is a great song. That's on that. Again, another great song.
They always had that one, even then.
Yeah. They don't got that now.
The early ties of Hollywood and the music. The early ties of the Hollywood acting and music industry, it's like crazy.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Go ahead and put that in your rings if you haven't done that already yet. I did that on mine. Like I said, if you haven't seen part 2, give it a check. Just know it's nothing like the first one. It's not the magic in a bottle. It is good. They did bring back Hollywood. Hollywood is in there. And I just think they tried to make it bigger, and they didn't have to make it bigger. But I will say this. I just want to get your thoughts on this really quickly, guys. With Hollywood, I forgot the guy who played Hollywood, but I don't know why in my head I could have swore I could have pictured Arsenio Hall playing that character, because he can play roles like that. What do you guys think? Do you think Hollywood would have been played just as good if Arsenio Hall would have played that? You think?
Does it have to be from that era, or could it be just pick somebody from something?
That's a great. Okay, let's do that. Let's do from that era, and then do what you're gonna do. Just pick someone out the blue.
From that era, I think they got the perfect person for Hollywood.
But could you? Yeah.
I think they should have got Chris Tucker.
Oh yeah, that would have been great. Well, I'm not asking
because his role reminds me of in Mannequin reminds me a lot of what Chris Tucker did in Fifth Element.
Right. well, here's my question, Andy, and I didn't mean to. Maybe I asked it wrong. So I'm not asking you. Do you think it was better? Just do you think Arsenio Hall could have played that character? You think?
Sure.
Because I know he has that range of being comedically funny, and he's got that look to his face that he could play that role. Because Hollywood's a really fun character, as you could tell.
He's an animated.
Totally. Guy. Yeah, very big time. What about you, Tony? Who do you think? That? My question was, do you think Arsenio Hall could have played Hollywood?
I heard it all.
What do you think?
Of course.
That's the thing.
Like I said, anybody who was able to be very animated and flamboyant and colorful about everything and be able to wear like the cool outfits and just own that, you know what I mean? Like, of course they could have pulled off that part. I'm not too true on all the actors and everybody in the 80s because some people were, just maybe might have just been like a one-hit wonder, and I can't recall any other movie he might have been in, unless I see it. I'm really great with the faces, so.
What about today?
I mean, I thought it was a great movie.
What about today? If you had to pick today's actor or any kind of actor to play Hollywood, Andy said Chris Tucker. Who would you think?
No, he nailed that pretty well. You said Arsenio Hall. Chris Tucker, of course, could pull that off.
Anybody else?
You could have fun with that spot. Give me
an actor.
Kevin Hart.
There you go. Yeah, I actually was there with you. I think Kevin Hart would have been good with that. Yeah, I think Kevin Hart would have been good. That'd have been good. Yeah.
Just think of how he was in like Hobbs and Shaw. You know what I mean? Like all like, I'm stealthy. Yeah. This is my gig. It sucks. I'm in the bathroom talking, but I'm the man. You know what I mean? Like I could have seen him pulling that off. I could have seen him pulling that off.
Right. All right, moving on to the next one, guys. I know my man Andy will be back in a second, so let's move on to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. And I believe that is the one that
I've seen this one.
Have not seen this one yet. So that's okay. You can put this in your honorable mentions.
All right. How about this refresh? If you do have some knowledge on it, can you refresh the memory?
Yeah, I will. I will do that for you.
So yes,
of course, it's one of my favorites of all time. So, Girls Want to Have Fun. It's about
high on your list. Okay, high on your list.
So this is about a girl that wants to become she's dreaming about becoming a dancer, and there's this show that she's trying to get on. And to showcase her dancing, only the top of the entire world can be there. She also meets this other guy that has the same dream, but he's kind of, that guy that wants to pursue it. And then he goes, and they become together, and then they have a love story. Of course, mom and dad are not approving of the dancing, and because it's kind of like it's not dirty dancing, but it's not that type of dancing that they're supposed to be doing. And yeah, and of course you got the girl that played in Sex and the City. I don't know why I'm blanking her name right now. What's her name, Andy? The lead girl that plays Sex and the City. I don't know why I'm dropping her. Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker's in there. I don't know why I'm blanking the guy's name, but I'm sure it was like only 1 or 2 movies he's been in, not like a big name guy. But yeah, so like I said, I love the premise, and I love again. I feel like back then they had these movies where it was just a good time. You went to just have a good time when you went to the movies. Everything wasn't like high expectations. You know what I mean? Like, when you watch a movie now, it's like, okay, it's a high expectation we got to worry about when we watch a movie. Back then, you just had a good time when you watched the movie. You didn't have any expectations. You just had a good time. You know what I mean? This is one of these good time movies. So go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, and like, and I'll make something clear for everybody with the ranking system. Like, if I haven't seen a movie, that actually is good. That means it was very appealing to the female audience, and or too much that I didn't like. Maybe I was just too busy, or I'd watched something else. So if I haven't to like at that time or something, it must not have really appealed to me, but I know it was very popular to the female audience. You know what I mean? Like, I heard great things about it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see it. But everybody was talking about it, but it just wasn't on my radar at that time. Maybe I was into more horror movies, or I was into something else more. Maybe I wasn't in a relationship at that time in that certain area where that movie wasn't on my radar. It wasn't on it enough to like sit down or something. So because I haven't seen a movie doesn't mean it doesn't go low on my list.
Right. Of course.
I've seen some that I've been like, oh, thumbs down. Yeah.
So if you guys really haven't seen it, then you know that'll be your So if you guys haven't really seen it and you want to put that in your honorable mentions, because that's kind of fair. If you haven't seen it, can't rank it if it's not one of your favorites. But up to you guys there. I'm gonna put that on my list. Here we go. Oh man, there you go. Girl did want to have fun. All right. Moving on to the next one. Come on.
Never Been Kissed, I want to say.
I think you might be right. Never Been Kissed by Drew Barrymore and David Arquette. This is just I think a sweet movie. So, Andy, have you seen this one?
Yeah.
And what do you think, buddy?
It's all right. It's not particularly great. It's not really good.
Yeah.
It's not bad either. It's just It's just okay.
That's why I said it's just sweet. It's just a sweet movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think the ending pays off at the end when it all does. That's the biggest part. When you go through a movie, if the ending pays off, then the movie did good, right? No, whether you liked it really good or whether you liked it okay, right? But as long as the ending, and to me, I think the ending worked well. What about you, Tony?
Never Been Kissed. This is going to be my only other one, actually, that I have not seen on this list. So I'm going to give it a neutrality towards it, but I'm also going to keep it a little bit up higher because it is like I think more actresses that I can relate to or I really liked in other movies. So I have not. I got to plead no content on this too because I don't want to disrespect. You know what I mean? I haven't seen it, so.
That's okay. He done plead the fifth, ladies and gentlemen. Plead the fifth. All right, moving along to the next one. We have. Oh man, this is. This is the one. This is a good one. Overboard, ladies and gentlemen. And I will say this right now, before we even get started with anything, that I have not watched the remake or the revised version because I don't want it to taint. I don't want it to taint this movie. I heard that they did a good job with it. Dude. I heard it's a decent movie. I heard that they didn't try to capture magic in a bottle, but it just people still said it fails to the original. So with that being said, I agree.
I'm growing up. I am a Han and Russell fan on both ends, and to have them in a movie together. I saw her in a lot of other weirder movies with like Chevy Chase and suspense movies and stuff like that growing up. So I was a Goldie Hawn fan, and by the time she hit there, even with Kurt Russell, like it was a really good movie. It's one of those that I would put high up there because it's all family kind of turmoil, a little bit of deception and humor and situations. And as I became older and now I have a family too, it's still very relatable or fun to have on in the background. Even to the day, if it came on or was on TV, it'd be one of those movies I would probably want to have to stop everything I was doing and sit down and start watching it. You know, like you like it like that because it's fun. It's like, or you can have it on the back, or you can have it on the background, or you can have it on the background and still kind of laugh at it or something. But it was it was a good, well-rounded. It was a good kind of just all-around fun movie for the time. Very popular. You already knew there was chemistry with those two, and they're still kind of together, like you know what I mean? It was like you can just tell when there's chemistry with something with the actors, and you have a great time and a good cast and good plot, and tears at the heart because then she gets her memory back, and now what do you do? He was kind of like, it was a trick a little bit, but you know what I mean? So
yeah. I will say that Paranormal Underworld, yes, I know it's not 100% a chick flick, but usually when it comes to love stories, even though it was really well done, where I think a guy could enjoy that movie because Kurt Russell did his thing in that movie.
They didn't jump a shark on it and get too actiony or too drama or too. It stayed like you know what I mean. It was all set at the same like energy and pace that it was at. Yeah, like the most heightened thing is getting the Coast Guard, but he had hookups because they work off the shore and stuff like that. So it was realistic to a sense where like, yeah, it's not getting too crazy here, but like, you know what I mean? So
no, of course,
and it was fun the whole time. There wasn't really action. But it was, like I said, it was a love story, a real like this nice love story with fun stuff going on, even though there is a little catch, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And yes, Goldie Hawn. Yes, Goldie Hawn was really hot in that movie. I'll give you that right now. Yes, she was for sure. Andy, what do you think about Overboard for the movie? Hold on, Andy. It's not you. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Because I can hear Tony, but I can't hear you, which is really weird right now. Tony, can you hear Andy?
Nope.
Yeah, so we can't hear you. Here, put yourself back on and see what happens. Put yourself back on and see what happens. Like restart it. I don't know. Just restart it.
So Overboard was definitely a good one. But then again, when it comes to rankings, like I said, like if a guy like how exactly are we ranking this towards like, you know, like because it's like there's a ranking popular chick flicks. I want you to Tony, I want whatever's on the list. You're just ranking whatever's on the list for you that makes you feel good for your ranking. It's for
just
myself.
For you. It's for yourself. This ain't for the This ain't. When you do a ranking, you shouldn't be ranking it for anybody else. It's just you, and it's only on this list. It's only on this list. It's only on this list.
I hold value to the movies that I have not seen.
Andy, we got Andy back. Yeah. What happened there?
I give a high ranking the movies I haven't seen because that means they were very like love song or girly fashion style that I didn't even get to them. So that means they must have really done their job.
There you go.
There is like that favoritism to that too. I'm not going to put them at the bottom of the barrel. I'm not going to sell them short.
Let's go, Andy. What you got?
So Overboard, I agree with pretty much what Tony said. It's just a fun movie. I like the idea behind it that Goldie Hawn's character, she starts off as like this real, excuse my French, real bitch, and then she loses her memory and
snobby.
Yeah, and she kind of gets tamed by life in the real world and everything like that. And it's just a fun movie. Jax is right; it's not 100% really a chick flick, but there is kind of a romantic element to it, you know. Kurt Russell's character living with this girl, he begins to fall for her, even though he's basically exploiting her in a real dickish kind of way at the beginning.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Like breaking the law could be arrested way.
So,
do you have pictures? Yeah. Do you have pictures of your wife? Do you have pictures with your wife? Yes. Here's identification. Freaking pictures, passports, social security number. I'm like, holy crap, dude.
We have forgery. He is stealing a human. Yes.
He basically broke the law right there.
Have you guys ever seen that? Have you guys ever seen that YouTube show online where it's like what the true ending's supposed to be? You know, they do it for all the Marvel and DC and Star Wars. They do all like
how it should have ended.
how it should have ended, right? Could you imagine if they did something? No, could you imagine if they did that for Overboard? Like if she was like, if she was like never to fall, like she was like, let's say she found out the truth and she totally went like AWOL and like became stalkerish killer and like the total opposite.
Well, that's what's funny. That's what's funny about the corrected version of that happens to maybe kind of be the next movies that you have lined up for us to talk about. That it kind of goes totally legitimate. That's totally legit and like.
Yeah. Well, I will say for Overboard, I totally agree with both you guys. It's like Jack said, it's not 100% a female movie. It could be good for both genres, and I think that had to take credit for the writers and of course Kurt Russell, the way he played that role for himself of that character. And again, it's that build up. And I have to say, this is one of the movies that didn't have a connective song. Have to say, I mean, they had a little soundtrack for it, but nothing like too crazy.
And it was a good, catchy, fun soundtrack too. Banjos and kick drums. Yeah. Very fun. The soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's back.
If you played
everything.
Yes.
That was called a score. That was the score. Just some cool music.
Yes.
Some musicians made.
Let me just say
for that kind of stuff.
Let me just say that if that song comes on, whatever that song is, when they're doing like the miniature golfing and stuff. Yeah. You can totally tell. You can totally tell. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. We have, as it's popping up, we got 50 First Dates. I will say right now that, Adam Sandler at this time, for me, he was doing good films at that time. Like when I say good, it was like everyone I saw him do, for the most part, I enjoyed. And this one has a mixture of literally everything on it, because it's, to me, the premise is, which is the full premise is, for me, I enjoyed this premise is, how do you make someone fall in love with you every single day? And that's truly, and this is, now, hold on, this is going to be kind of crazy. For men today, it's like we almost forget how to make that person that we married or girlfriend fall in love with you every day, and how hard that is to do that, but how easy it can be at the same time if you know your spouse. So it's a challenge, but that's what I'm saying. Like this guy, this character found a way to do it every single day. And then of course you had, I think Sean Austin was in there. The cast is huge. And it was I thought it was a really sweet, caring, loving movie, and a great soundtrack. One of the best of all. Like every song on there is a great soundtrack.
There's
Tony,
a
go
reason
ahead.
for that. Well, this one goes close to my heart, but it's not going high on my list because I do not really consider it more of like a chick flick. This is more of a romantic comedy with all the classic dude jokers from Saturday Night Live style stuff, and they hit it on the mark. It's a really great movie. The music is great because they let Nick Hexum from 311 pretty much take control of the soundtrack. Yeah. That's the whole soundtrack. There's like 311 songs on there. 311 is still my favorite band of the day. It's my favorite concert to go to outdoors, especially. So he hit it on the mark for the time. That was actually the first time 311 got into like some stuff like that. All the cast, there's funny things in it, but it does also correct Overboard's thing where it's a woman that the parents understand. She just sees it, catches on, doesn't do anything shady to try to like one up on her, But the only shady thing is just trying to make someone care about you every day. Which I would alter what you said for the dating scene nowadays. Like when you're trying to date someone, when there's so many options and swiping at your fingertips, you pretty much like in the dating scene, you got to make someone fall in love with you every day prior to get them to finally, commit.
What I meant was
it's a really fun movie. It's a really fun movie. Yeah, go ahead.
What I was meaning to say is on to carry that note is that let's say that, even let's say they were together, because in the movie they're together, and she forgets, right? She forgets. And so he has to make her fall in love with her every single time. And so what I meant by that is saying, hey, guys that are married, that have their spouse, right, or a girlfriend that they already have, it's like we take advantage of, we know them already. We don't got to do anything to do that. And it's just amazing. Like this character in the movie, like he did this, and then he had kids with them at the very end, kids with her at the very end. And he, there's a videotape that he watched. Yeah. It's just really cool. And then the soundtrack,
like I said, compared to Overboard, they did it right. They did it like legitimately, like where no one's going to jail.
Yeah. And then in the soundtrack, I will add that I like the tone because they went for that Jamaican feel, and they did a lot of old school songs, like songs from the Cars, songs from other different genres that they brought into.
The best thing that happened to The Cure was 311 in the late 90s.
Be careful. Be careful. Nah, be careful.
No, dude, that reamped The Cure. Them redoing Love Song totally put The Cure back on the map.
Oh, I know.
Like, for real, the best thing that could have happened to The Cure was 311, like most recent.
I'll be honest. I do love The Cure's.
I grew up a Cure
311 the song.
I grew up a Cure.
No, I'm saying hold on. I'm saying I like the 311's version of Love Song, but still, the original is still good. It's just different vibes. Andy, I know we went in length.
That's a tough one. That's tough.
I know you went in length, Andy. What about you with 50 First Dates?
Out of all the romantic comedies that are actually on this list, this one is probably my favorite. I love the idea behind it, especially when Adam Sandler's character kind of starts to piece together what's happening, because he starts to see her at the diner every day. A little cut or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's starting to click with him, and then he goes to see the dad, and the dad's like, "Hey, you better freaking leave her alone.
Knock that off!"
Look at these guns, Sean P.
Look at these guns. Look at these guns.
Look at these glutes. Look at these glutes.
Sean Austin was.
They're not steroids. They're supplements.
Oh man.
They're supplements.
They're not steroids. They're not steroids.
And then
the supplements. The supplements.
And the walrus and that. Oh, dude, that
where he's kind of explaining it in the hospital, and he's all, "Oh, you got to meet 10-second Tom or whatever," and he's like, "Hi, how's it going?"
Oh, that's great.
Oh, dude, yeah.
"Oh, hi, I'm Tom."
What is it? All the characters?
Yeah.
Oh,
God. Don't worry, in
yeah.
about 10 seconds you'll forget everything. It's like, it's
whoosh.
It's not a pure romantic movie, but it ranks high on my list because it's fun and it's very sweet, and it just makes you feel good to watch it, especially when the ending comes around and you're like, you're thinking throughout this whole movie, like, how in the world is this going to work? This will never work. And then he makes it work.
There's a lot of great parts in that movie. Him crying to the song, Ryan, this shit. Like, why did you give me this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the love song they made, that Mick Perry song they make. Oh, it's great. I play that. I can play that in the car.
When the dad pulls up and he's all tied up, but like talk to the girl, like, when you're done, just come on down.
There's so many great parts, and there's so many great parts in that movie that you just can't name one, and some are very sweet and romantic. Some is very funny, and it was really well. Let me just say this. It was very well balanced. When you look for a movie that makes comedy, drama, and all those different things. Hold on one sec, Tony. Like literally, like Andy, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but do you think that the balance of this movie was good? Like the balance of it, because it's got to be hard to mix drama and comedy and a love story and make it to where it's not in the wrong spot. Because if it's in the wrong spot, I think you miss it. And this movie didn't miss it, because there's even times where I'm not gonna lie, I've cried at this movie. I've teared up in this movie. It's legit. It's legit love. It's real. You know what I mean? It's good.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
I still.
All right, last on the list, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. It still goes over people's heads, but I still use the quote at the end when I'm like, if someone wants to get me a shirt, I'm always like, yeah, my size is medium husky. Yeah, get me a shirt. I'm like medium husky. You know?
Hey, stop with those supplements. All right. Moving on to the last one, ladies and gentlemen, is
what are you doing with the nipples?
In Hitch, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna check out some Hitch.
Oh,
we're gonna do. He's still stuck on it. We're on Hitch now. We're gonna get to the final movie. Now, again, I'll say this really quickly that there are so many movies that I did not put on here. And we're gonna do stuff with this more here and there. We'll move things. I'm not gonna probably do a part 2 next week. You know, we'll bring this back for sure, and some other ones. Andy, you've seen my movie collection, man. It's ridiculous. So you know, I like watching films. So in all genres, it's not all action, it's not all drama, not all comedy, not all stuff. It's a little bit of everything. So let's go ahead and go in with Will Smith, Hitched. This is also another sweet movie because the innocence. I love a story or a movie that has innocence to it, and this has it because Kevin James's character, is it James? I think it's James. No,
Kevin James, yes.
Yeah, Kevin James's character is just, it's me. It's literally me. I'm Kevin James because that's how I am. I try to act like I got this game, you know, where I walk in and got confidence. But man, I can't say my name to a girl without.
That dude's great.
Like, okay, real quick. So this is a true story, Tony. So let me just say this real quick. So I went to the store, and there's this girl that I met, and I really like her, and it was really hard. Because I actually spoke to her, and you know, I talked more than 2 words to her, and I said my name and talked to her, and so that's usually not me. So my point is that like there's this character of Kevin James is kind of like me, where yeah. Hey, dating is not a fun time at this age. I'll tell you that right now. It is not, you know, being 42 years old and dating is not easy because you can either be coming off as being a creeper, you could be a guy that's being stalkerish. You could be a guy that, you know, that, it's pedophilia because I'm going after somebody that's 25 years old. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't, you know, it's just, it's hard for a guy my age to go through that. So,
yeah.
So with that,
wife right before I got a face for radio.
There you go. This story really hits me because I feel like I am Kevin James in a sense, because I would love to hire somebody to hitch me up. You know what I mean? Give me all the right things to say and to how to do and move and walk. It's great movie, great soundtrack, great everything, all the above. I love the story beats. The 90, you come in 90-10. I love that part. The kissing scene where they had a quick, quick kiss. That was hilarious. Like, don't do it. So it was good.
It's chick flicks dude version. This is what the dudes need to like the women need to see to watch for like behind the scenes for the guys. Like guys go to chick flicks to see all of what you're doing with the girls. Yeah. It was based same premises, but from the guys' points of views and the struggles of the guys trying to get these girls that are out of their league or an actress and stuff like that, and such a big deal. You know what I mean? And plus, Will Smith's character being this is what you do as the confident man, contrast to Kevin having his side of it. You know what I mean? Where the spectrum of it, and even those insecurities with him as well. So that one's going to wind up going up high on the list because it is like a very solid dude version, and we can relate to that a lot more as fellas. Yes.
Yeah, I will say that Hitch's character by Will Smith, it's great how towards the middle end where you're thinking, yeah, this guy got it all together. He, but in all actuality, he has his own struggles that he deals with. Because a lot of people, again, I could say whatever I say, but when it comes to you, when it ends up being yourself, it comes to something different because of the fact that, you know, you're living it, you know, and so sometimes it can be tough. And so we got to see that through Will Smith's side and his character, but how he you know, finally falls in love and meets the right one at the end in XYZ with Eva Mendes. Man, she is the finest chick on the planet. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. She was very, very, very pretty then and now. But Andy Block, your thoughts on Hitch? Where you at with Hitch, man? Do you like it? No, yes, call it a day.
It's pretty good. I kind of identify with Kevin James's character because, well, who doesn't? And
right,
it's an interesting comedic take on that kind of relationship of where you got the guy who's not that confident, but he wants to score the lady, but he's having a hard time. So he's like, "Hey, I need someone who's confident to help me out," and that's an interesting business prospect for somebody like Hitch, who's like, I can sell this service to somebody. You know, I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I'm sure it is, but
they have life coaches and all kinds of stuff nowadays, man, that help.
Yeah,
people some way.
They do.
So that's, I thought it was very interesting, and it's like Tony said, just to show like kind of the guy's perspective on how difficult it actually is for someone in our shoes to approach women and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's a good movie.
There you go. Well, guys, go ahead and write down whatever. I'm doing that right here as well.
I got mine. I'm done. I'm gonna go with one.
There you go. There you go. Give them that. And Sarah Dominguez, how are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you, Sarah. And Sarah, we're about to rank all the movies that we talked about. We had anywhere from Titanic, The Notebook, Dirty Dancing, Ghost, Mannequin, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Never Been Kissed, Overboard, 50 First Dates, Sleepless in Seattle, Pretty Woman. So there's a lot of movies we talked about. Hold on, Tony. I'm talking to somebody real quick. So, Sarah, if you would like to maybe put down what you liked out of those movies that I just named and, you know, jump on in, that would be awesome. Thank you. And go ahead, Tony.
There's a lot of, we went through, there's a lot that we went through, and there's 13 movies. Could we do something maybe like a top 5 and a bottom 3? So we can actually, like, you know what I mean, have a little time.
There's only 12. There should be, nope. There's only 12, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You're gonna do 2 honorable mentions, and then you're gonna rate 10 to 1.
Okay.
So you're gonna do a 2 honorable mention of which one you like. They're not in your ranking. You're like, okay, I like these, but they're not in the ranking. And then do a 10 down to 1.
There's a top. So would it be top 3 and 2 honorable mentions? First, second, and third, silver, bronze.
No, I want you I just want you to rank. Just rank them. Just rank them down. Just rank them. Not top 3. Just rank them.
He wants you to rank all 10, and then whatever's left you put in your honorable mentions.
I
got 13. I got Titanic, Notebook, Dirty Dancing, Sleepless in Seattle, Pretty Woman, You Got Mail, Ghost, Mannequin, Girls Have Fun, Never Been Kissed, Overboard,
right?
50 First Dates,
You Got Mail is the
and Hitch.
You Got
You Got Mail is not in there.
That up. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was yeah.
All right. Doesn't really change my stats, but you know.
There you go. We're gonna do.
All right.
The Notebook.
I had to put them in categories then. All right, cool. I got these.
Okay.
I got them by date. I got them by decades, pretty much, for this one.
My list is going to seem very awkward because there's 2 different types of movies on this list, so it's going to be kind of.
That's what I mean. That's why I was like top 5-ish, maybe. You know, like I know my 5 is. I got my 5.
Hey guys, it's not that hard. Just do the best you can. It's not meant to. Just have fun with it, man. Don't make it over too complicated.
Would you like me to start? Would you like me to start?
I mean, what I'm saying is, however that you're, whatever that I gave, whatever that's supposed to be, then you just do the best way that. So Tony, yes, go ahead, Tony. I'm gonna put you front and center. Chilling. So Tony, you're gonna go.
I'll give an homage. I'll give a shout out to the 80s classic ones like Dirty Dancing and Overboard for that. For the more 90s, I go with 51st Date and Hitch. And the number one is that weird spectrum, Ghost. So there I am. That's mine. Boom. Yeah, Ghost is the one that was the broadest by far. 51st Dates and Hitch in the same area, a little bit of humor, romance. The classics are my Dirty Dancing and Overboard for that. And there they are. Sorry, guys. You're done. So where the fellas at? What do you guys concluded?
All right. So I want Tony on the screen with me. Put Tony on the screen with me so I can have some banter with him while you finish your list.
I will in a second, Andy. Just go ahead and do it first, and then you can in a second.
Okay.
That's the reason why I'm doing it.
All right. So my two mentions, and one of them is because I haven't seen it, is Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I haven't seen it, so that's just a mention. I can't rank it because I haven't seen it. So I don't know where it would fall on this. The other mention is because I just don't like it, Titanic. I don't rank it because I don't like it. It can, if my wife would let me, I would get rid of this movie. So sitting at number 10 in my slot is actually Sleepless in Seattle, because it does have that trudging pace and not a lot happens in it. Number 9 is Pretty Woman. It kind of falls into the same trappings that Sleepless in Seattle does. It has some good moments, but there's also some moments where it doesn't really do anything. At number 8, I have Overboard. Even though it's a fun movie, it does have 80s trappings. Number 7 is Never Been Kissed. It's a good romantic comedy. It's very sweet. Number 6, I have Hitch. Number 5, I have Mannequin. Number 4, I have Dirty Dancing. Number 3, I have Ghost. Number 2, I have The Notebook. And number 1, I have 51st Dates. I would watch 51st Dates over any of those movies anytime, just because it's got everything. Everything. It's got the romance, it's got the comedy, it's got the drama, it's got the interesting ideas. It's just the more fun of any of those movies, because it takes basically everything all those other ones does and it matches it into one ball of fun. And that's my list.
Awesome. All right, cool. And right now we're waiting on, I know you guys couldn't hear, Tony's not even at his seat for a second. That's why I wanted to make sure that, we just see us right there. So we'll bring him back in a second. So here's my list. My honorable mentions were Sleepless in Seattle and Pretty Woman. Again, these are two films that I kind of seen here and there. So I never saw from point A to point B. But when I did see it, they were okay movie for me. I could sit and watch over and over again. Starting off with number 10, I know I'm probably going to get shot from most of you, is The Notebook. I do like that movie, but again, if I was with my girl or if they would watch, yes, that would be good. Number 9, never. I do like that movie, but again, it's something I just wouldn't keep watching here and there. Number 8, I know, again, ladies probably going to kill us, kill me as well, as Titanic. Again, a movie that, again, I'm not going to rewatch again on my own. As Andy would say, he would burn it to the ground, put it in the toilet, flush it, and have it sink like the Titanic itself. Number 7, this was hard. From here on out, this is hard because I can watch any of these movies at any time. So number 7 was Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Really enjoy that movie. It's sweet and fun, exciting. Number 6, we have Ghost. I kind of a little bit with Andy on that one. It's like a it's a good movie. It's sweet, but it's you have to be in a mood for that because it really is like a drama for sure. 5 is Hitched. Liked Hitch a lot. That was it made me laugh, and I love the premise of that one for sure. Number 4 again is Mannequin. Mannequin was really good. I enjoyed the premise of that one, but a lot more for the 80s, 90s era. Man, it just was. It definitely was a fun movie. And again, the love story was good there. Who wouldn't want to fall in love with a mannequin? Come on now. All right, and then number 3, Dirty Dancing. These next 3 are tough, man. This tough is tough. Dirty Dancing was number 3. The Swayze action, love it all the time. I could watch anytime. Number 2 is this was tough between these 2. These were tough. This was tough. Number 2 was 50 First Dates. I can watch that one, and the soundtrack's incredible. And I can listen to it in my car right now, and it's a really good movie, and it's got great actors, great actresses, in general. But my number 1 for me right now, now when I say all time, I'm just meaning for this list here, not of every movie on the plate, but the one that's on the list is Overboard. I gotta give it to it because it's just something about that movie that's just, it has all the right elements. Because you can catch yourself laughing too much in 50 First Dates, then it no longer is a love story. It's just comedy, right? Even though it has that premise. But Overboard has just enough comedy, just enough drama, just enough, as Tony would call it, action, if you want to call it that, has just enough of a little bit of everything in the movie Overboard. So, yeah, that's my list. I'm going to bring up the crew, and then we could just chit chat for a second and just, hear our thoughts of our list really quickly. So we're bringing back Andy here. Andy, there you go, man. I want to just give you guys your airtime because we're always talking over each other. And I'm trying to do that a lot better where we're not talking over each other because it does make it look like we're yelling at each other, not having fun. So I want to fix that. So different formats we're going to try doing here where if you're talking about something heavy, then we're going to put you front and center. That way you don't get cut off. You know what I mean? Because I know, Andy, you don't like that. You don't like getting cut off. I know, Tony, you don't like it either, and I don't like it either. We're trying to make a point and we get cut off. So I want to make sure that we're working on that. I'm always trying to make sure the format of the show is getting better. So, Tony,
so Andy, what was your top 3 again?
You guys can have a little fun bantering a little bit.
My top 3 was Ghost in number 3, Notebook in number 2, and 50 First Dates in number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, my top 5 was what I said. I was Overboard and 51st are probably the only 2. My number 2 and number 4 are the only 2 that if they were on TV, I would probably stop and start watching them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ghost. When we played
Tony,
when I broke down Ghost, I was like, he's gonna be number 1.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, so you didn't rank the other 4 or 5? You just you said you haven't watched them or what?
Oh no, I had a whole list from 1 to 13, but I just kind of gave my top 5 because I like the ones that I didn't like the most were the ones maybe like Sleepless in Seattle and some of those that if I saw them on TV, I probably wouldn't even know what movie they were, what they were talking about, and I would change the channel. You know what I mean? But that's just me.
Yeah. I got you.
And like I said, Ghost.
Andy, you and I were pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy, you and I were pretty close. We had what you said. Andy, you said you had what was your number 3?
My number 3 was Ghost.
That's my number 1.
And then mine was Dirty Dancing. And then what was your number 2 was Notebook. And then my number 2 was 50 First Dates. And then your number 1 was 50 First Dates. and mine was
my number 2.
We were kind of close.
Dates.
We were right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just because
we were
like
as well.
In my thing is 51st Dates just kind of takes a little bit of everything from all those movies and it puts it all into one. So you get the best of all the worlds in that movie. So when I put it on, I can watch it, I can enjoy it, I can feel the sweetness of the romantic movies, I can get the romantic comedy, I can get the drama because of the whole seriousness of her condition and everything and him having to overcome it. You just
right.
To me, you get the best of everything in that.
Yeah. It was a tough choice, Andy, that I couldn't put that at number 1. I really did. I wouldn't put that at number 1, but there's just something about Overboard that had exactly the same premise. With Overboard, that just has just something extra, and I can't explain. But I love 50. I was, like I said, I almost wish I could put it as a tie. But you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah.
I love Overboard.
Looks like I'm buffering.
Because
we're all buffering.
Because it's that 80s movie kind of cheese, and every now and then you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just not in the mood for this. So to me, that got a little bit of a lower score.
There you go.
Or lower
no worries. Well, okay, guys. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for being a part today. I hope everybody had fun in there. We had just want to say thank you to MC Slots, Helen Callie, I believe. Where you at? I'm gonna scroll down. We had Pam Carter was also here. Thank you, Pam, for coming. We had Seth that was here. Thank you for coming. We had Paranormal Underworld that was here. We had Through the Veil. We also had a new guy that came in here by the name of Grinch 1984. Thank you for being here as well. We had Sarah Dominguez that was here. Thank you for being here as well. And just appreciate all you guys. And I like Sarah she said, hey, Notebook is number 1 and her number 1. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's what it's all about, man. Everybody has different feels and all that stuff. So thank you guys. I'm going to cut it down straight through. If you guys want, if you two can stay down at the bottom, I wanted to ask you guys something anyways in a second. So Tony, if you want to let them know where they can.
No.
Of course, on Facebook, yes.
You ask every week. Every week I'm like, FIRELINE.
They can't find you on Facebook under Tony's.
He doesn't want anybody going to his Facebook. Leave him alone.
Bye. It's Lincoln. There we go. And then Andy, man, it's always a pleasure. Thank you, Andy. Hope you had a great time today. It was fun. And let them know what you got coming up. And
I don't know what I have coming up. I don't plan my stuff. I probably should, but I don't. I just put out a podcast.
No worries.
Dungeon crawling games. So if you would be so kind as to go over there and listen to that.
There you go.
Listen to me ramble about those kind of games for a little bit. That would be great. Leave a like, a view, whatever.
Yep.
Goblin HQ Inc.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. And yeah, I just want you to plug your stuff in, man. Whether we got 5, 10 million people, it doesn't matter. We want to plug it in all the time. And we thank you for everything. And I'll see you guys in just a second. Andy, I'll see you guys in just a second. Thank you, brother. And all right. So really quickly, want to give my Patreon shout outs really quickly to everybody. Number 1, we got Helen Callie. Thank you, Helen Callie. Number 2, we have Through the Veil, Paranormal. Number 3, we have Paranormal Underworld. Also, Michael Simcoe. Also, we have Team Ranger. We also have Elias Eli _ Family 1983. We also my Faja, if you will, Alan Mosier Jr. also, and MC Slots as well. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Patreon family. I am going to be dropping more stuff on that here soon. And I'm gonna have something new and fixed also for the Patreon shoutouts. I'm gonna do something fun with that here soon with that for all tiers. So definitely. And by the way, man, you know, I can't do the $2 tier, which is $1. As I just went out, it is $1. So it's $1 a month, guys. This is like literally 10 cents, 5 cents a day. That's crazy. It might be less than that. It could be way less than that, but it's $1 a day. Hopefully you guys can do that just because there is no content. I mean, I might maybe throw a picture or maybe something here and there just to say I love you, but it's just because you want to help out the channel become better. And so definitely go check that out, guys. All you got to do is go to FIRELINEENT.com, hit that, become a Patreon member there, and it'll take you right to the page and you're good to go. Guys, that website is also there for you guys to check out all the different stuff that I've done. There's some pictures that people haven't seen before, or you can just check up on there. My bio, and links and stuff is in there, guys. So FIRELINEENT.com, the merch store, and on the show. So look forward to that. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, we thank you guys very, very much. Do me a favor, comment. Whether you're watching on the live or replay, you could you 5 down to 1. You could do what. Talk about anything, but hey, out of all the lists, I just enjoyed Hitched, or hey, out of all the stuff, I really enjoyed Overboard, right? And maybe what's your thoughts on that? So again, thank you guys very, very much. We'll see you guys either on my eating show called Drive Through Lovin', which we're probably gonna maybe do today. We'll see. And then of course our Fridays quarantine hangouts at 9 p.m. PST. And we already have the idea of what we're going to do for the open box session again. We're going to be bringing that show back because my game room is somewhat done. So we're trying to figure that all out and get that up and running and going. And we're going to start doing those maybe as a premiere. So that it'll be pre-recorded and instead as a premiere so you guys can see some stuff on that. All right, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Let me just go ahead and get as this computer is lagging, as we got to get a better computer, which we're working on right now as well. So appreciate you guys so much. Everybody, you guys have a wonderful night. All right, everybody. God bless. Peace.